Trust me. All right, Shalom Israel. This is the I.S.U.P.K on the commanding Gen.YAHANNA. At the U.P.K, we teach according to the Bible and history that the black man is the real Jew, whether you're a black man from West Indian descent, American descent, from or even if you're in the UK, you're in Amsterdam, wherever we are. In the Bible it says we're scattered in the four corners of the earth. And those same people are the Israelites, man. Those that was enslaved by the hands of the Arabs and the white man. You are the real Jews. At the U.P.K, we can show you that in the Bible, in the book of the Lord, and in history too, man. We have the records showing you that even credible historians know that the black man that was sold into the Western Hemisphere was not no African, but he was a Israelite that migrated to the west coast of Africa, man. So we got all that, and in these last days, our King Christ, or Yahweh in the Hebrew, he's waking us up, man. Just look around. Everyone's starting to ask, like, what are we? Where do we originate from? People are now leaving the mosque and the church. And people are now wondering, and they're not just going with the norm. And that's happening in the last days, man. And all this is so that the U.P.K can show blacks and Hispanics who they truly are, man. We're not just West Indian. We're not just Jamaican, Trinidadian, Montserratian, American, Afro-American, Afro-Caribbean. We are the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Benjamin, Judah, Manasseh, Ephraim, Gad. That's what we really are, man. So this is the scripture breakdown class. So if anybody has any questions online, feel free to write them in. If I have the answer, I'll answer it. If I don't, I'll do some research on it, and I'll ask a captain or and someone who does. So with that being said, we're going to go into some current events. So who knows about the thing that's going on in Venezuela? Does anyone know exactly what is happening? Like, anyone watching the news, anyone reading anything that is related about it? Does anybody know?
Something like America sanctioned it,
that's true. Yeah, America has got lots of sanctions on it, which in a video we're going to get, it's actually illegal what they're doing. Even by their own law, you cannot you cannot put too much sanctions on one country. It's illegal. And what they're doing to them is they're sanctioning them so bad that their economy has gone down. They're literally bankrupt, in debt. And like, anytime when that happens, what happens? People in that same land have an uproar. They want a new government. And that's what's happening now. And really, the root cause of it is the white man. What he's talking about, we need to help. We need to stop it from becoming a war. You started that war. You started it when you sanctioned them. When you sanction someone, do you know what you're doing? You're stopping them from making money. It's like in the West Indies, they've sanctioned Jamaica from selling, it was bananas, if I'm correct. And what happens? The country goes belly up, man. You can't sell something that grows from your land. Then what can you do? In your land, no one's got no jobs because you're not doing no exports. And that's what sanctions do. You go, I don't like that country, I'm going to sanction them. So from now on, we're not going to buy this from them, apples, oil, or whatever the case may be. And the sanctions are a very horrible thing. It's a very inhumane thing to do to someone. You're hitting the lives of millions of people because of, you don't like one thing that they do, man. So if you could, it's the video. So this video right here is in the UK. It was the House of Parliament, and this MP or this official, he's explained that what they're doing to Venezuela is illegal, it's inhumane, and that America has put so many sanctions on him. And obviously, of course, England backs America a lot. And he's explained that what they're doing is inhumane. You're basically crippling an economy of a country. So when we get that, You know what I mean? And it's not right. And the people that live in Venezuela, they are Israelites, man, from the tribe of Asher, man. And I mean, and look what they're going through by the hands of the white man. You know what I mean? We're all one house of Israel. So if they're suffering, we're suffering, man. You know what I mean? Not no, well, that's Venezuela. All of us are suffering. Just like in the West Indies, Haiti is suffering, Jamaica's suffering. You know what I mean? Every country is suffering by the hand of the white man. And what does he do? He looks back and goes, we need to help you. I'm gonna send some what did they call it? I'm gonna send some of the MI5 over. We're gonna send, you know what I mean, some help for you. When you're the problem of that country, all them sanctions you're doing, that's the reason why those countries are in the predicament they're in, because it's your fault. And then you look back and go, they can't even handle themselves. They need our help. We need to go over there and feed the homeless. When they're homeless because you sanction them, they're homeless because they can't make no money. If they can't sell what grows in their land, then of course you're not going to make no money. You're not going to make no money off apples, off your oil, off no bananas. So what's going to happen? People are going to be poor, and it's your fault, man. And all that's by the hand of the white man. But what does he do? He puts his finger at you like look at you lot, man. You lot some savages, man. Like look, and really here's the root. And really here's the root of all of that. So this video is gonna go into that. It's gonna show what this official in the House of Parliament had to say, man. You run that.
Mr. Speaker, the Venezuelan economy has been crippled by US sanctions, and the UN... And
I'll pause it right there. And to show how evil the white man is what he's saying wrong. He's saying the country is crippled by US sanctions, and just look at all them, meaning like, oh, please, bollocks, you know what I mean? That's what they're trying to say. And he's not lying. What he's saying is true. The US has basically took them down, and then they have the nerve to be like, that, you know what I mean? What did I say? That's bollocks, mate. When what he's saying is true, historically, what he's saying is a fact. All the sanctions they have put upon him, that has crippled them, you know what I mean? You want to play the rest?
Those UN rapporteur to visit the country for 21 years is quoted as saying this, Mr. Speaker. US sanctions on the country are illegal and could amount to crimes against humanity under international law. And a former special rapporteur, Alfred Desire, said that the US is waging economic warfare.
All right, and stop it right there. And that's what they're doing. That's an economic warfare right there. That's war, man. Whenever someone thinks of a war, you think of guns and knives and bombs. But that's war. When you're stopping people from having jobs, having an economy, that's war right there. And that's what they're doing. And to show how wicked they are, what he's saying is historically right. But look at all them, and like meaning basically he's chatting rubbish. And no, he's not, man. It just shows how wicked the white man can be, where even when he's doing the wrong and you just inform him on the wrong that has been done, all of a sudden you're talking rubbish. You don't know what you're even talking about. When what he said is a fact. Yeah, just play the rest.
The issue is this, Mr. Speaker. There is a real danger. This country, Venezuela, is divided. There is no doubt about that. But the truth is millions support the Maduro government, and there is huge opposition to it. But intervention from the United States, Mr. Speaker, could precipitate a civil war.
All right, and start right there. So now what they see going on, America wants to intervene, but it's your fault anyway. You sanction them, and now you're like, we need to intervene. You know what I mean? There's war going on, people dying. When you're the root of it with all the sanctions that you've been doing, yeah, just run the rest.
A humanitarian catastrophe. So can the minister explain why the double standards? Is it that he's wanting to facilitate another humanitarian catastrophe, as we're seeing in Yemen with British arms? Does he want to see the same in Venezuela? And does he not support self-determination of peoples around the world rather than intervention from Western powers?
And that's key. So basically, like with America, UK, they don't want people to provide for themselves. So what they do first, they drop all these actions upon you and then say, well, we need to intervene. You know what I mean? It's obvious that you can't support yourself when that's the whole plan. They don't want you to support yourself. They want to be in your land telling you what to do. And then eventually what happens? Gay marriages, homosexuality. And then now, before you know it, the country is just like England. I mean, and you see all over the world, Afghanistan, homosexuality. They even got some gay night club now up in Afghanistan. And where did they get it from? America. Believe it or not, you can look it up. That's
even Israel have kosher pork.
Kosher pork.
Kosher cigarettes, yeah.
And that's the problem. Wherever the white man goes, he has like his helping, but then eventually he starts to inject in his way homosexuality, nightclubs where homos can meet, porn, and that's what they do, man. And they're doing it right here. They sanction them, and that's why Venezuela is in the predicament it's in. And then now we need to intervene. You guys need some help, man. You know what I mean? When you're the reason, when you stop them from having jobs, having an economy, when you sanction them, man. From there, give me John the 10th and John. No, not First John. Just the regular John, the 10th and the 10th verse. John 10 and 10. That's one I want, yeah. You know what I mean? The Bible talks about this, man, about a thief. And we're going to find out what a thief comes to do, man.
John 10 and 10. The thief come not but to steal.
And that's the problem. The thief cometh not but to what?
But to steal.
But to steal. That's what a thief does. And America is a thief, man.
God.
England's a thief, man.
God.
And that's all what thieves come to do, steal. Venezuela has oil and lots of it. And of course, you know what I mean? They don't want to do anything with them, but if they can intervene, so-called, what do you think they're going to do? Take all the oil, and you know what I mean, and get rich of it. And the Bible talks about this, man. A thief cometh not but to steal. A thief ain't coming to make friends. A thief ain't coming to, you know what I mean, see how you're doing. How can he help? A thief robs things. That's a thief's job. A thief's job is to take what is not his. And that's the white man under America and the UK, man. They are the thieves. Read on.
And to kill.
And to do what?
And to kill.
And to kill. When they're talking about intervening, do you think this nicely going to help? They're going to take lives over there, man. Anyone that ain't with their way, what's going to happen? They're going to put them to death, man. And that's what thieves do, man. And it's history. You know what I mean? America, they've done this to many countries. Afghanistan, Arabia, what's some other places? In the northern parts of Africa, that's right there. They even done it to the Sudan as well, man. They've got a history of doing it, and they're gonna do the same thing here, man. Pretend like they're helping. The government needs help. We're here to support. And then what's gonna happen? They're gonna dominate that country, rape that country blind, man. That's all.
Same thing with America. You know what I mean? Apparently, when they went there first, you know what I mean, they turned on the natives, so that they're savages. And at first, there was pilgrims, you know what I mean, and switched on them, ended up killing them, ended up turning them extinct and so forth.
There you go. It's history. So what we're seeing here ain't nothing new, man. Just read history books, and it's the same thing. We come in peace. We want to help. We're going to help you. And you give it a year down the line, you're in your land like, what happened? There was loads of us. We had our own language, economy, and eventually you got nothing, man. That's what the white man does. Just say, read that one more time off.
God, the thief cometh not but to steal and kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life. And that's the problem. If we follow Yahushua Christ, we would have life, man. All these situations that we are in, the reason why we are in it for the lack of commandments that we keep, man. If we was to do what was in this law, we wouldn't be going through these things where the white man, he's looking at us like, you know what? They hate each other, man. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to help them, allegedly, and then I'm going to get rich off them. And it happens all the time. The hate that we have always benefits the white man, man. And you see it in everything. Look at every sport, MMA, boxing. They're getting rich off our hate. The black fights are the best fights where they hate each other in each other's faces, talking trash on the mic, you know what I mean? And he's behind him and they're arguing. You know what I mean? Because of we don't follow Christ and have life, look what happens. The thief robs us, takes our lives. And you know what I mean? That's always going to happen till we acknowledge who we are and what we have to do, and that we can do it, man. In the Bible, it says the kingdom was not for no other people. Meaning what? The kingdom of heaven, it was built by the Israelites only. No other nation helped us. No other nation done nothing, man. Read on. Or is a little on that?
That they might have it more abundantly.
And there, if we were to follow Christ, we will have life abundantly, meaning lots of life. We ain't got life now, man. All over the world, what do you always see? Blacks and Hispanics dying, man. I don't care where you go, Jamaica, Trinidad, Mexico, what's some other places, Honduras. You know what I mean? We're dying, man. We don't have life abundantly. And if we were to follow the example, we would have life. And the white man wouldn't be looking at us as some opportunity. Like, yeah, well, because of their hate, I'm going to help them. And while I help them, so-called, I'm going to rob them too, man. You know what I mean? There's a article as well. Grab that for me as well. Then we get into the next topic about the so-called hairstyles in the school, man. You know what I mean? A lot of people, some know about it, some don't, man, about how the hairstyles that we have as blacks and Hispanics in the schools, they're banned. Imagine this, a fade. Something as simple as a fade in a school, that's banned now. So, you know what I mean? You send your on into a school with that. They would basically send him home and go, you know what I mean, we don't like that. And then basically, you know what I mean, no one exactly knows what hairstyle you're meant to have. But I mean, again, that's another part of this. But if you can just get that article for me. That one. That's right, yeah, that's the one.
Venezuela crisis, Putin to confront Trump. Mystery Russian aircraft arrives in Caracas. Caracas,
Yeah, no to it.
Fears Russia could back its Venezuelan ally in any confrontation with the U.S. surge on Tuesday following the arrival of a mysterious Russian airliner.
All right. So now a lot of people they read that and go, well, look, you know what I mean? They're getting help from the white man when he's not there to help them. He's only helping them. Why? Because he gets rich off that land as well. In that land, lots of resources, oil, which I mean he can use. So of course, he's not backing them because he loves them. He's backing them because it benefits him. His oil is in that land. He don't care about the individuals of that land. He cares about what that land has for him. And of course, like anyone, you know what I mean? You want to make sure that you always maintain what you have. And that's what he's doing. So he's not there out of the love for the people of that landmass. He's there because he wants his oil and he don't want America to have it because he knows once America's there for good, they're going to have the oil, man.
It's like protecting your investment. You know what I mean? When people like have record deals and stuff, the record deal, you know, will buy your chain in the car. Not going to lie to you, he wants to protect the investment, wants to make sure the investment's happy. So when it comes to robbing with your oil and record deals, he can do so.
They have it. That's all what it is. He doesn't love them. He's came back his oil. Like, listen, my country needs oil and America ain't taking that. You know what I mean? And that's really what it all comes down to. Read on.
The Boeing 777, which can hold 400 passengers, arrived in Caracas on Tuesday, sparking a flurry of speculation on social media as to what it was done there. Washington is backing Venezuelan opposition leader Juan Guaido. All
right. So for those that don't know, he's a guy that says he believes he should lead. He believes that with the first president they have, he's basically rigged the votes. So he's like, really, it should be me. So now he's this new young guy. I think he's only 23. You know what I mean? And he's like, well, he believes he should lead. And of course, the original guy, he's like, well, no. You know what I mean? I've been doing this for many years. Like, who are you? And that's what's happened. So now with them, America, they're backing that Juan, what's that? Guado, yeah, you know what I mean? So they're behind him, you know what I mean? Thinking that, well, yeah, it basically should be him. But of course, you can't just show up and go, really, I should lead and he has to go. When has it ever worked? When has it ever worked like that? Never. Redone?
Khan. There have been multiple reports of Russian mercenaries operating in the country in support of Mr. Maduro.
Yeah, redone just a little bit more.
Russian Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev commented, "No one has a right to illegally remove from the power the head of state."
And he's right. Now, of course, I don't agree with all of his views, but you can't just get someone out of the way. You can't go, well, you was the president, but I believe this young, fine man right here, he's the new president. Like, when did it work like that? It doesn't. You know what I mean? But of course, America, they would like to help him so that they can get all the resources of that land. And really, that's the agenda. America, they don't care about him neither, but they would use him to go and rob that land like a thief, like what we read in the book of John, man. A thief, his only job is to what? Rob, kill, steal. That's what.
You know the original president Chavez that died. He used to sell all the oil from Venezuela to the Caribbean and all over South America for cheap.
There you have it. You see.
So that's why the Americans is against and put sanctions on Venezuela because of that.
Yeah, that's right. You know what I mean? Anyone that wants to help us, all of a sudden that country is evil and you know what I mean, they're wrong and they sanction them. It's what they always do, you know what I mean? Basically, with the white man, he wants it all. You can't, you mean not any bit of that can go to help us, man. And that's what it all comes down to.
So actually, what same thing with Cuba, like I think what? The 60s.
Yes, the same thing.
Cuba was tied with Jamaica. Cuba, Manly and what's his name? Manly and Seattle. No, Manly and
Bustamante.
no, man, the Cuban was
Fidel Castro.
Castro tight, and again they sanctioned Castro and so forth.
There, and that's what it's all about. Anyone that tries to help the house of Israel, they just sanction them. It's like we don't deserve no help, even though we've worked for them, building all of their economies. And when someone wants to help you, nah, they're evil. They are. We gotta sanction them. Read on.
Carl. Regardless of whether some countries or political forces like him as a person or not, Mr. Morado was re-elected as Venezuelan president in May 2018 in a vote boycotted by the opposition amidst multiple reports of electoral irrelegations.
So now basically that's now with the original guy, he won the votes, but then they're like, no, you know what I mean? I don't think that he's fit for the job. That don't mean nothing. As it said in this, whether you like him or not, it don't matter. Forget about if you like him or not. He won the election. And you know what I mean? Now, of course, you know what I mean? One side is trying to use the other half for their agenda. And you know what I mean? With America, they're using that young guy for their part. Give me Ecclesiasticus 6 and 13 out of the Apocrypha. You know what I mean? Because I know what people think, well, Russia might help them. Listen, we don't need no help, man. Amongst blacks and Hispanics, there's nothing we can't solve, man. People think, well, Russia, they're coming to save the day. No, they're not. You know what I mean? They're coming to do the same thing as the UK, America. They're doing the exact same thing. The white man's always been the same, man. You know what I mean? And he's just doing the exact same thing, but for his part, man. We can do it, man. Yeah, 6 and the 13th verse. No, sir.
No, sir. Ecclesiasticus 6 and 13. Separate thyself from thy enemies.
And that's the thing. You got to separate yourself from your enemies, man. Who's your enemies? The white man, the Arabs, East Indians, many nations. I'm just naming some. You got to separate from your enemies. You mean a lot of people read the article, Russia's helping Venezuela and they're happy. You got to separate from your enemies. Russia is an enemy too, man. You mean they're just like America and England. And one thing we need to understand is we got to separate from our enemies. You know what I mean? There's nothing Venezuela cannot handle by themselves, man. That's that young guy and the original leader. You're telling me they can't talk. they can't sit down and resolve it. It's in the Bible, man. What you mean? What does it say? If a brother offend thee, go to him, you and him alone. We don't need no white man's help. You mean I need to send military over there to help you? I need to help you. No, you don't, man. We can do it ourselves, and we gotta separate from our enemies, man. We don't need help from nobody, man. There's nothing a black man and Hispanic man cannot handle.
Even in Jamaica, like the parish in Jamaica, where if you rape a woman, they're coming with you, like they'll light you on fire. You know what I mean? So if they can stop raping, then black people can stop drugs. You know what I mean? We can stop black on black crime. But then because we don't keep the laws, we don't want to stop it.
That's right. You know what I mean? And we always believe I can't do it. And yes, you can. Every other nation, they do something that we don't do. And they look up for themselves. They go, well, listen, if I want something to happen, it's me. I got to do it. While as the problem we have is we look to someone else to fix it, but not in us. And that's the problem, man. You know what I mean? Read that again.
Separate thyself from thy enemies and take heed of thy friends.
And that's what Venezuela needs to do. Take heed of thy friends. Who's their friends? Haiti, the West Indies, man. Take heed of your friends. Look at what the white man has done to your friends, man. Haiti is damn near bankrupt, got nothing. Why? Because the white man, he's doing what he's about to do unto them, man. Look at the West Indies, all them islands. You know what I mean? They're resourceful islands, and they're getting raped every day, man. You got the which country? They take all of the aluminium, the iron. It's the Japanese. They're taking all the iron, you know what I mean, aluminium. They're robbing us, man. And then you got East Indians up in the West Indies having all the shops. You know what I mean? If you want to find out what's going on, look at every West Indian place, and it's the same thing. You got people that ain't from the island getting rich in the island, getting all the resources, taking it back to their land, man. You know what I mean? If you want to know what's going on, take heed, man. Just look around. Read on.
Come on. A faithful friend is a strong defense.
Oh, no, so that part's going in. Matter of fact, you can use it. Yeah, so even a faithful friend, he's a defense, man. Meaning when your back's up against the wall, your friend will defend you, man. And with Venezuela, that's what they need to understand. They are all they have, man. You know what I mean? Don't be looking for America's help, England's help, Russia's help. You know what I mean? They can be a defense for themselves, man. That's what.
So a brother in Hawaii said the white man did the same in Hawaii, came to come to help, and he took over the land.
There you go. And it's redundant. You know what I mean? We could name countries all day, man. And it's the same thing. The country's at war, and it's his fault. And it's his fault that he comes. I'm trying to help you, man. I'm trying to resolve this situation. And then before you know it, he runs that land, man. So that's it. So let's get into the hairstyles. Let's get the other article, man. You know what I mean? We're in the UK trying to get along, trying to love everybody. And look at what I think about your sons when they're in their education, trying to learn, man. I believe it's the Guardian one about gang-related hairstyles. Like, what is a gang-related hairstyle? What's the definition of a gang-related hairstyle? Like, what hairstyle can I see and go, that's a gang-related hairstyle? None. But you being black, you're down there, every hairstyle is gang-related. You know what I mean? And that's rude, man. That is rude. That's the one, yeah. I know, come on, man. Them K-Rolls, yo, come on, man. They've been in it for like a month or so. Maybe. I'm saying, all right. If you could screen share that as well. Nah, man. That's not right, man. No sweat. Some blip. I got you. You know, sweat. Yeah, so we're gonna get the article about black hairstyles are gang-related hairstyles. Like, what does that mean? So when does a hairstyle identify you with a gang? I've never heard of that in my life, man. But when you're black, you see like everything you do is gang-related. How you walk, how you talk. You know what I mean? It's very ruggish and thuggish. You know what I mean? When that's not true. So what must I do? Like, I'm gonna be me. And that's something that we need to understand. What a lot of people do is they think I can get the love of the white man if only I do this and I do that. And it doesn't matter what you do. The white man Esau in the Bible is always going to hate you because you're you, regardless of what you do, regardless of your religion, regardless of, that's always what it's gonna be, man. You got that for me?
Oh, God. It's school ban on boys' cornrows is indirect racial discrimination,
and that's what it is. They try to say, well, we're trying to get the kids ready for the world. What does that mean? So hang on, so in the world, I can't have my hairstyle. So what does that mean? So basically, they're trying to let your sons know that in the world, you won't get no job because of the hairstyles that you have. So they believe while he's in education now, we need to get it in his head that, you know what I mean, them hairstyles ain't going to get you nowhere. That's what they're trying to say to your sons. They're acting like, well, listen, while he's in year 6 and year 7, year 11, 12, we gotta let him know that them hairstyles ain't gonna get him that good job. You know what I mean? He can work in McDonald's though, you know what I mean? They'll accept his grades, but if you want to get a well-paying job, that hairstyle needs to go. That's what they're trying to let your sons know, man. And that's wrong, you know what I mean? I've been to school and then white boys got the high top gel grease, Elvis Presley looking hairstyles, and no one argues with that. No one don't say in school, but is that right? You're coming here to learn, like, why do you need that hairstyle? No one says that, but a black man with a fade, even that, you do know that even a fade is classed as a inappropriate hairstyle. That's what.
Yeah, but I went to school. The Indian man had the turban and the top knot. No one more. There was no problem with that. So how come just have braids is the problem now?
There you have it. And really, it's got nothing to do with the hair. It's just a hatred of you.
But you see the problem that is that we don't have our own school.
And that's true.
We gonna suffer these things all the time if we don't have our own school. The Muslim people, they got their own school.
That's right. It's true. They got like Sikh schools and that.
They got their own school.
The Catholic Church have their own schools and that too.
We got to go to their school, so we put up with their laws and whatever they want to do.
Which is a problem. Now, one thing that you need to understand is just because we are here, we can have things that are for us. Like one thing that many of us think is, well, we're in the UK, we have to abide by their rules. Look at everyone else. Hindus have Hindu schools. Hindu, what do they call it? Warriors. Yeah, you know what I mean? They have their things and we can do the same way. Your son can go in his education with his afro and get a good job at the end of it with someone basically saying to him, well, you know what I mean? I'm basically learning you from now that hair needs to go because once you're a big man, you ain't gonna get anything out of there with that hairstyle. That's what they're saying to our sons, man. Your nieces, you know what I mean, etc., nephews, you know what I mean? Read on.
An 11-year-old boy, he was turned away.
Oh, it's like there was a bit about gang-related hairstyles. Scroll up a bit. Yeah, the High Court.
Okay.
No, sweet.
High Court rules against London secondary school after boy was refused entry for breaching ban on gang-related hairstyles.
So that means they're saying black hairstyles are gang-related hairstyles. So now they're to go to court and it was banned. So me now, basically him being banned from his education, that was uplifted, and they believe them hairstyles are gang-related. So imagine how they look at your son, your nieces, nephews. They're trying to get an education. They're trying to learn. You send them to, you know what I mean, learn, get a job, and you know what I mean, just like survive. And they're looking at your son and daughter like, them gang-related hairstyles, man. Your son, your niece and nephew, they're not going nowhere. They're probably part of that 6-7 gang. You know what I mean? What's the other one? 515, man. Yeah. Imagine that. You're trying to get an education and someone's looking at your nieces, nephews, man. Your sons, like they're thugs because of their hairstyle, man. Not by what they said, not by what they've done, just because of a hairstyle, man. That's what.
But the thing is, it's not gang hairstyle because how else is a man meant to do his hair? Like,
I know.
I can't grasp it. Like,
so as a black man, what are you meant to do? Our hair grows in that kind of way, man. So what meant to do? Like go bold? What meant to do? You got something, sis?
Yeah, they want people to relax the hair, so then we all look like them.
European based. Yeah, pretty much that.
I've been there and done that, so they know that it's not gang related. It's like a reverse psychology. They know that's just obviously who we are, and that's, you know, but they do it to obviously make us resemble them.
That's right, because even a fade is nothing. Don't get me wrong, in the UPK, you know what I mean, there's certain hairstyles we don't have, which is of the world and that, but a fade, like, that was when I was born, like, you know what I mean, that's been around. Even a fade, you got a number one fade, and you know what I mean, basically, no, we can't accept that. Like, really, it's deeper than gang-related hairstyles. It's black hairstyles, man. Let's just be honest. The problem is black hairstyles. That's all. Yeah, okay.
Judah 10 and 3, and pulled off the sackcloth which she had on, and put off the garments of her widowhood, and washed her body all over with water, and anointed herself with precious ointment.
Read on.
And braided her hair.
And then she done what?
And braided her hair.
And braided the hair. So meaning the hairstyle that we have, the cane rolls, the singles, that's always been around. That's the hairstyles we've always had, man. And now, you know, they're gang-related hairstyles. Those ancient braids in the Bible is now gang-related somehow. I don't know how that works.
So like I said, the Bible is say that the braids are beautiful, but this whole scripture is talking about Judith doing herself up. You know, she washed
there you got
body,
it. That's right.
Put on precious ointment, and she braided her hair. So how does one white man say our hairstyle is, you know, thuggish or criminal when God said that to braid your hair is beautiful, right?
There you go. I think even in another part in the Apocrypha, Habakkuk, he had braids, and then the angel grabbed him by his braids. You mean, so that's the ancient Israelite hairstyle, man. We've been had it. Even ancient Israelite records. You mean, we have always had it. There's rocks, carving stones, and the Israelites had braids. You know what I mean, the hair back, just like him right there. You know what I mean? We've done had it, and now it's a gang-related hairstyle. It's got nothing to do with gang-related. That's an excuse. You wonder why? Because they can't just come out and say, listen, we are against black hairstyles. We believe black hairstyles in the world ain't going to get them anywhere. So instead, they're going to make it seem gang-related. Like, you know what I mean? You mean, like, I'm trying to save that young boy's life. You know what I mean? He wants to go out there and have a good job. And with that hairstyle, he ain't going nowhere. And that's really what it's all about. Read on.
An 11-year-old boy who was turned away on his first day at secondary school for wearing his hair in cornrows.
Imagine that. You send your son to school, someone turns him away, man. Your son's, he's trying to get educated like everyone else, and he gets turned away. Imagine that. You know what I mean? It's your first day. Me personally, I wasn't happy at school, but he might be, meet some new friends and that. And at the gate, he gets turned away like, no, you can't enter here because of his hairstyle. Not because he wasn't wearing the school uniform. Not, you know what I mean? Not because of something big. Because of a hairstyle, man. Read on.
Khan has won his case at High Court after a judge ruled the school's policy resulted in indirect racial discrimination.
And you know what? Them words are right. Indirect. Because really they're racist, but they're trying to indirect it with the gang crap. You know what I mean? That's exactly what it is. Indirect. Meaning it's a racial thing, but you're trying to make it seem like it's a gang thing. And then, so now here's the issue. Why is it all of the black hairstyles are gang-related hairstyles? So that's racist in itself. You're saying that black people are in gangs? That's what.
I don't think it's racist. I think it's a war.
That's right. It's a war.
Yes, it's just a war on us.
That's right, man.
Because their kids do worse than that.
Oh, believe me, I've been to white areas and them kids are vandals, man. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Wrong is wrong. But some of them kids, they're savages, man. Like burn cars, vandalize, break into houses. And no one sheds a light on them. It's like pretty much like your kids are bad. But them, they're young, man. You know what I mean? Don't worry. It's just a young phase. While as for Israelites, nah, they're evil. They are. Police need to stop and search them. When white kids do the same things and even more. But hold that. Give me Ezekiel 35 and 5. Ezekiel 35 and 5. You know what I mean? I'm going to show you in the Bible. This has nothing to do with hairstyles, man. This is racism. And this hatred, I'm going to show it to you in the Bible. It's always been here. And the Lord had to make his holy men He had to make his holy men write it down, man. Read that for me.
Ezekiel 35:5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
And who is talking to? This is talking to Esau, saying that he's had a hatred, and that's the white man. He's had a hatred that never ends, man. You would think, you know what I mean, by how we're living, all that we've went through, it's done now. And he always finds something else. Now it's hairstyles. You know what I mean? At one point, he used to call you wag. Now that that time's done, now it's your hairstyles now. That's the new way for him to show his hatred against you. And it never ends. Believe me, if we even overcome this, it'll be something else. You know what I mean? It never ends. His hatred is a never-ending hatred. Esau hates Israel, man. He's wiped us out. You know what I mean? Holocaust, castrations, done many things. And now it's something as small as a hairstyle, man. Stopping your kids from getting an education, man. Stopping them from learning their math, their English, and whatever they need to, you know what I mean, operate in the world, you know what I mean? Of course, in the Bible it says, being of the world, meaning don't do the things that they do. But to get an education ain't no sin, man. And they want to even stop your youngsters from even getting that, man. And they use it by the excuse of gang-related hairstyles. And it's got nothing to do with gang-related hairstyles. It's because they've had a perpetual hatred against us, man. That's all what it comes down to, really. Read on.
By the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, Zakia, in the time of their iniquity, had an end.
And there, man, guess what? Our sin had an end when the Lord was paying us back for all of our evil. The white man, he's always been there, killing us, using us as a opportunity. And even now, man, that hatred is here, even in schools. You know what I mean? You will think that's the last place, and they're sending your kids home, your sons, your daughters, nieces, nephews, over hairstyles now. That's the new thing. You know what I mean? First, they talk about black kids allowed. What do they like say? In the school there, what's the word? Disruptive. You know what I mean? And now that can't work no more. Now it's your hairstyles. Something that you can't change. Our hair grows in a certain way. Black people have certain hairstyles. We're not white people that have Jala and Elvis, Mohican. What's the little gay little thing that has little slick? You know what I mean? The quiff. You know what I mean? That's not us. You know what I mean? Our hair don't grow that way. This ain't the 19 what? You know what I mean? This ain't 1961 where we did jazz. You know what I mean? And like we had a little thing there. Times have changed, man. Black people's hair grows up. We have cane rolls, fades, number threes, you know what I mean? And all manner of hairstyles. And the women, and it's like they're using hairstyles as an excuse to now show that hatred even more, man. When they can't do it in one way, it always gets transferred into another way, man. Read some more that again. You know, sweat, no sweat. In the meantime, give me Leviticus 26 and the 17th verse. 26. Yeah, can.
Oh, it's popular, that's just.
Yeah, if you want, yes, mess with that.
The boy, now age 13, was refused entry at St. Gregory Catholic Science College in Kenton, Harrow, North London.
In North London. And to show how racist they are, there's a strong West Indian community up there as well. So them hairstyles, it ain't nothing that they've never seen before. You know what I mean? I can understand if it was some white area and there's only one guy who's black. Maybe it might seem strange, like we don't like them hairstyles. North London has black people there. Northwest London has black people there. Edmonton, what's some other places? Edmonton, Haringey, Tottenham. So you're telling me a Catholic school has never seen his hairstyle before? Cane rolls. Come on. I mean, it's bigger than the hairstyle. It's him. It's not his hairstyle. It came with his black face, man. That's the problem.
It's a Catholic school.
And that too, yeah, it's a Catholic school. So really, the hairstyle it's not the issue. It came with his black face in there, man. Let's just say that it ain't about the black cane rolls. It came in there with his big nose and lips, and they're like, oh no, Saint John. I don't think he should be here. You know what I mean? And really, that's what it comes down to. It's got nothing to do with his hairstyle. Come on, in London. Come on, black people in London. You're telling me you haven't seen cane rolls before. You haven't seen an afro before. You haven't seen a fade before. Come on, you've seen it. But really, the hairstyle ain't the issue. You got it for me, Leviticus 26 and the 17th verse.
Leviticus 26:17.
Yeah, it's cool. Don't sweat.
26:17. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies.
So now, because we wouldn't follow the Lord's saying, if we don't obey, he's going to set his face against us. Meaning, at one point, his face was set upon us for good, but now the Lord's face is set against us. Meaning, the same way he was watching us out of love, he's now watching us for hate, man. He's watching over us for bad things to happen. He set his face against us. Read on.
They that hate you.
And what did the Bible say?
They that hate you.
And they that hate us, read.
Shall reign over you.
Shall reign over us. And that's what you see, man. They that hate us reign over us. Tell us what hairstyles we can have.
God.
Tell us how we should look. You know what I mean? Saying that your afro is wrong. A fade is wrong. You know what I mean? A fade was around before I was born. My uncle, when I was like 8 years old, he had a fade and he's been having a fade. And now in the school, a fade's wrong. You know what I mean? That's a gang-related hairstyle. It's not really a right haircut to have. You know what I mean? We're trying to let the kids know from a young age how to get themselves ready at school so that they're fit for the world, man. And what's wrong with a fade? Like I never knew a fade hindered you in the world. You know what I mean? That's new to me. But that's the problem. The reason why we're going through this, because the Lord's face is against us, man. And he told us, they that hate us will reign over us. And that's the white man. He hates us, but at the same time, he reigns over us. He rules over us, man. Telling us what hairstyles we can have, how we must dress, how you must talk, how you must walk. You know what I mean? You're a black man and you don't walk white. They think you're a thug, man. You know what I mean? He was walking aggressively. Like, what? I was walking aggressive. I didn't know that it was even that way. You know what I mean? He had that strut and he's walking like he's going to harm me. What to say? I was threatened for my life. Like, what are you talking about? So what it's saying? So this black man must walk in some robotic form to make you happy. And that's the problem, man. They that hate us reign over us. And you know what I mean? They're destroying us, man. You got something?
Yeah, kind of like even to get anywhere in life, you have to be less black. To get a job, you have to tone that base down, man. Get a job, you know what I mean? You can't slouch in the chair. That's a back straight talk, or you know what I mean? Nice. Cut that beard off. To get anywhere in life, you must be less black. And we've been taught that to be anything, you can't be yourself, you can't talk in slang. You know, you can't do anything black to be someone in the world.
And that's true. And then the funny thing is, while that's being said, no one else don't think that way. You know what I mean? Look around. Any other nation, they don't care what no one says, man. And they get it, man. God. East Indians, they don't care what you say. They go in that job with that headscarf on their head. You know what I mean? And then the beard way down here. They don't care. But with us, for some reason, it's always implanted in us that if I want to be something, I have to change. What I like has to go. And no other nation thinks that way. Give me that in the Bible about why. Yeah, that's the one. You know what I mean? And we've been doing it. You know what I mean? We've been doing it in the ancient times under the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Persians and the Medes. And we're doing it right now, man. We believe to be something, I have to go. You know what I mean? How I talk, how I walk, the things that I like. You know what I mean? Like, even on the job, when someone asks what kind of songs you like, the black man's lying. He likes One Direction. Like, don't know black man like One Direction and what's some other ones? Maroon 5. And come on, we don't like that stuff. But you think, well, for me to get along, I have to like them songs. But no, you know what I mean? It's not in you to like that kind of crap right there. You know what I mean? But you believe I have to leave, and you know what I mean? I got to be more like them to be somebody, and that's the problem. You got it for me.
Jeremiah 2:33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love?
And that's the problem. We always trim our ways to seek love. We believe, you know what I mean? I want to be loved by the Europeans. I want to be loved by the Arabs. And we basically, the way that we have, they change, man, to go and seek love of another nation. And that's what we do, man, on that job, talking about One Direction. You know what I mean? You like their songs. No, you don't, man. You like reggae music, man. You like rap music. You like music with tons of bass that you can't even hear nothing, man. Just be yourself, man.
You're smart. Like, when a black man shaves his beard, it gets mad bumps and everything. But we do it just to seek love. Like, we trim the waist. Like, it'd be wise to grow your beard, man. Like, the Lord gave a man a beard for a reason.
There you have it.
But because the white man says, nah, man, like, have a beard is don't look good. Trim it, get them bumps, the paint, everything. But as long as we can accept it, that's cool. Go for that.
There you have it. You know what I mean? And no other nation does that, man. East Indians don't do it. Bangladeshis, any ethnicity, they don't do it. But we seem to believe I have to do it. If I want to be someone, if I want a good job, that's what I got to do. And you don't, man. You need to serve the Lord, and the Lord will make a way. In the UPK, we got brothers that are accountants. We got brothers that got many good jobs, and they don't change, man. They go to the job with their beard untrimmed, afro, cane rolls, and they're there, been doing it for years, man. So you don't have to, but because of religion, and you know what I mean, they put being black is bad, being black is wrong. You believe, well, if I do want a job, well, this afro needs to go, man. This beard needs to go. You know what I mean? I know my voice is, you know what I mean, it's really deep, but I gotta just, you know what I mean, try and make it sound more high pitched, you know what I mean, to make everyone feel nice around me. I can't walk how I walk. I want to make everyone feel nice around me. And that's the problem. Read on.
Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou taught the wicked ones thy ways.
And that's the problem. We've taught the wicked ones our ways, meaning every nation knows that we don't like ourselves. Why? Because we're trying to be like them. You mean a white man ain't dumb. He won't say it to you, but he's aware of the things that happen amongst us. He knows that we hate each other. Many of us wish that we was white. And that's the problem. When you change your ways, the wicked one, he knows your ways. Like, you know what? Deep down, you want to be like me, man. You wish, you know what I mean, you was like me. And why? Because we change our ways to seek love, man. And the wicked ones know it, man. The Arabs know it. Anytime a black man's in the mosque, what does he think? He thinks being black ain't that good. Because why is it in my mosque? Why is he trying to serve my God? You're in the church, the white man's, well, being black ain't that great. Because you're serving my God, man. You're shaving your beard, perming your hair, doing all that you can do to be like me. So surely the wicked ones know our ways, if everyone understands that.
Oh,
all right. Let's read a bit more on that article. Then we're going to go in the Bible some more, man.
Khan. The boy, now age 13, refused entry into St. Gregory Catholic Science College in Kenton, Harrow, North London, in September 2009 because his hairstyle did not comply with the strict uniform policy.
Now, what's the issue there? Listen carefully. His hairstyle did not comply with what? The uniform policy. Your hairstyle is not a what? A uniform? your hairstyle is what you wear. So I mean your uniform is what you wear, not your hair. So that's a contradiction right there. So that lets you know that the hairstyle is not against what they have, just that they got a problem with a black man in that Catholic school, man.
Oh.
That's really what it is. That's
my question is, what hairstyle is appropriate for the uniform?
Well, allegedly on the website they have a guideline, and the thing is, you know, it's not on this one here, but the mother, she downloaded it, and when she spoke to them on the phone, they was lying, saying, you know what I mean, it's the afro, the cane rolls. Meanwhile, when she spoke to them on the phone, they were like, well, yes, if you look on our website, you know what I mean, it lets you know specifically what we look for. But then she downloaded it and it never said nothing of the such. So even that there, it's got nothing to really do with the hairstyle, man. There's a black man in the Catholic school and the one in gun. That's really what it all comes down to. Read up.
So even today, sir, like for me, I see policemen with sleeves, man. Tattoo sleeves, everything, man, piercings. Policemen, mind you. And just to say, well, you know, can't discriminate. He wants to wear that, he can wear that. So why can't man have K-Rolls? K-Roll ain't a thing that, you know, you must put on this. Like, a tattoo is something a man chooses to have. K-Roll is something a man must have. Like, you're born that way.
Yeah, that's right. So you know what I mean? So with his hair, he doesn't want to shave his hair. So that's the only way to maintain his hair. You can't just have your hair growing wild. You know what I mean? In the plaits it, strengthens it, makes it grow. You know what I mean? That's a black thing. So basically, they're saying that you can't have that. Basically, I mean, if you want to go out there in the world and be someone, those cane rolls have to leave your head pretty much. That's what they're trying to say in the most nicest way. Read on.
Can't. The school allowed a conservative short back and size hairstyle.
Now, come on. He wants short back and size. Does anyone know what short back and size is? Yeah, that's what the Indians having. Come on. Don't know black men want no short back and sides. You know what I mean? It's horrible. And come on, you know, come on, like, all right, for example, with a aid and a short back and sides, they're pretty much the same. So what's the problem? The black kids can't have the fade, but you'd rather them have a short back and sides when it's pretty much the same thing to some degree, if you understand. All right, read on.
Concerns of other styles could encourage gang culture.
Could what?
Encourage gang culture.
So you're saying hairstyles encourage the culture of gangs. So your hairstyle, so okay, from your hairstyle, someone's gonna get stabbed. Someone's gonna sell some weed. someone's gonna have a fight. And that shows deep down how white people think of you. They think if we let any bit of him in here, eventually it's gonna go all bad. You know what I mean? It's gonna be hell on earth in here in the school. We're gonna have drug deals in the school if you let him come in with that hairstyle. And that's what white people really think of you, man. There's a book I got, I should have brought it along with me, but it's called The Invention of Racism. And it basically shows back in Asian history what white people under the Greeks thought of everyone else. So now with their historians, they went to Africa and everywhere, and they was racist, man. Like, you know what I mean? When they go to Africa, they go, you know what I mean? We are stronger because in the country that we're from, it's not hot, which means that we work harder. While as the people that live in a country that's hot, they are lazy. So the same way as a white man looks at you now like you're lazy, you're shiftless, they thought that about people that was dark skinned back then. Like, well, in our country it's cold, so we gotta work harder. We gotta make wood to, like, you know what I mean, like maintain heat. We gotta do this and that. While as people that live in a country that's hot, they tend to be lazy and just hanging around. And they thought that about people that were dark skinned way back then, man. And they think about you the same way now. They think you're good for nothing. They think, you know what I mean, anything you do just breeds wickedness. You got some.
Yeah, could I just say something though? As obviously a very, very, very light-skinned black picturesque female, you don't get judged on being black by your colour of your skin. I got afro hair. Now I've suffered this discrimination, racism, white people.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, most definitely.
It's the afro. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's right. Because I mean, I've known people that were so-called mixed race, and they've lived around white people, and they will receive it just like we do. It doesn't make a difference. You know what I mean? Some people try to play light skin against dark skin when no, we all suffer the same thing, man. You know what I mean? The white man don't look at him like, well, she's lighter. You know what I mean? He don't care, man. From long as you're an Israelite, that hatred that we read about, he has it, man. Read on.
Khan. But at the High Court in London on Friday, Mr. Justice Collins said that although the school short back and size policy was perfectly permissible, it should have been taken into account individual pupils' family traditions. There are a number of
also, it's now with that part that it's going into like locks and stuff like that. So some people, for religious purposes, they might make their son have locks or a certain hairstyle. So they're not thinking about that. So they would allow any other race to have their religious hairstyles, but not for black people. So if someone's dad is a Rasta and their son has locks, they would basically tell your son to leave. And if you notice, they would allow anyone else, but black religious hairstyles, they never even had that in account. Read on.
There are a number of Afro-Caribbeans for whom cutting their hair and wearing it in cornrows is a matter of their cultural background.
And you know what? I like that part there. Our hairstyles, You know what I mean? It's more than just what looks good. It's all what we know, man. The cane rolls, the plaits. That's what we know, and you should not get rid of it, man. You know what I mean? Everyone thinks, well, those cane rolls need to go. No, that's what you have, man. And don't let it go for nobody, man. You listen, you can get any job you want with cane rolls. That's a lie, you know what I mean? I know lots of people that have afros, cane rolls on the job, and they're just fine. It's got nothing to do with trying to learn your young ones from young about life. It's just racism. They're in the school and they hate the sight of you. They see you having fun with your cane rolls, playing catch and then what's the other one? Hide and seek in your cane rolls. And they're watching your kids like, these wags, man. Oh, they make me sick. And the only way to get you out of it is by now saying, if your hairstyles are this way, you need to leave. It's got nothing to do with your hairstyles. You know what I mean? Many of us have all kind of hairstyles and we got jobs. So really, it's just about your kids being black and they're in the school, man. I've been to school and the white kids get all the help. They can be rude as hell. They will work with them. They will sit down with them one-on-one. With you, you're rude. Go home, ring your parents. You know what I mean? You're going home every day. Them white kids are bad, throwing chairs, flipping a table. And they would work with them. They will sit them down one-on-one, do anything they can till, you know what I mean, eventually they can't do no more. But you're loud in the class. You gotta go. You was violent. You was aggressive. You was acting like a thug. You know what I mean? And really, all of it comes down to race, man. We done?
There is no question of the school being in any way racist. This is an honest mistake. It was an error, but I am satisfied that if the policy is applied without the possibility of expectation, then it is unlawful. I have decided that there was unlawful indirect racial discrimination.
So now, of course, him being white himself is trying to make it sound nice. It was lawful indirect discrimination. Kind of like, there wasn't racist. Just that, you know, with the law that they had, it just happened to seem racist. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? It's racist, man. We gotta start lying to each other and trying to act like they're not racist. It just happened that those black hairstyles just seem to be the ones that was on the menu, man. You know what I mean? It wasn't racism. It is racism. Hold that. Give me Psalms 106 and the 41st verse. You know what I mean? At the UPK, we've been telling you for years, man. You know what I mean? Yes, we can live in England, but we need to separate, man. To separate. You know what I mean? We're going to be here, but we can have our own schools, man. We can do things for ourselves, man. Why? Because we're trying to join the white man, and what's happening? He's hating us every step of the way, man. You know what I mean? Where even now, your hairstyles are going to stop you from getting an education. So what does that mean for us? We need to educate ourselves, man. You're telling me we can't do it. You can't educate your own son, your own daughters. We can't do it. Of course we can, man. But here's the problem. We look to other people. We think other nations are stronger than us. And the same way they do it, you know what I mean? I've been around Hindu schools and they educate their kids, man. East Indian kids, they're walking out there educated, and we can do the same too, man. You can learn your maths and your English and your history and survive out there in the world and know who you are and have your hairstyles, man, and talk slang and walk how you want to walk. You can do it, man. Read.
Psalms 106 and 40.
Yeah, Kanye, that's the one.
Therefore was the wrath of the Most High kindled against his people.
There's now we sinned against the Lord, and the wrath was against us, man. Read on.
In so much that he abhorred his own inheritance.
And we sinned so much that the Lord abhorred us. Does anyone know what the word abhorred means?
No,
sorry.
It means to hate.
That
point you get physical.
That's right, yeah. You had something?
I thought it was to hold accountable.
Oh, no. To abhor means to hate, but it's a harmful hate, meaning you hate someone that you want to harm them. So you know what I mean? It's one thing to hate, but abhor means the hate you have for them, you want to harm them. So now the Lord hated us so bad, he abhorred us, meaning I'm going to harm these people, and we're living it now, man. The police harassment, that's abhorrent. Black men having their backs whipped, working in the West Indies for nothing, man. Women getting raped, men getting their bits chopped off, you know what I mean? That's the abhorrement of the Lord right there, man. Read on.
And he gave them into the hand of the heathen.
And that's what the Lord did. When we sinned against him, he gave us into the hands of the heathens. Who are the heathens? The other nations. And we're going to find out what these heathens did. Read on.
And they hated them.
And the heathens did what?
Hated them.
And the heathens hated us, man. That's the Bible. So what you're reading about hairstyles and your kids can't learn, it's in the Bible. We was put in the hands of the heathens, and those heathens hated us, man. Discriminating you about gang-related hairstyles, and you know what I mean. If you come into school with this hairstyle, it's gonna breed drug dealing, gang culture, and it's got nothing to do with the hairstyle. They just hate you, and that's something that we need to acknowledge. Many of us make an excuse. White people don't hate us. Sometimes we can be a bit loud, we can seem a bit aggressive, and you got people making up lies for the white man, and that's not the issue. He hates you, man, and it's in the Bible. We've read it time and time again. A perpetual hatred. You know what I mean? Those that hate you shall reign over you. And even here, you know what I mean? We were put in the hands of the heathen who hated us. All of it comes down to is to hate you, man. And once we acknowledge that, it's gonna wake us up that, you know what? It doesn't matter what I do. These nations are always gonna hate us. Whether I shave my hair, I shave my beard, I talk white, I get a white woman, or a black woman gets a white man, they're always gonna hate you because you're you. You are the sons of God, man. You are the Israelites. And in the Bible, Esau always hated you, man.
God.
Simple as. What's the one about him? Esau always hated him. I think it's in Genesis. It's after his dad died. It's like, I'm gonna get him.
Oh, coming 25.
You know what I mean? It's something that's embedded in the white man. Of course, he don't know why, but the core reason of it is in the Bible. A white man don't know why he hates us, but the answer is in the Bible. His greatest granddad hated us, man, and he hates us now. Whether it's your hairstyles, whether it's how you dress, whether it's the music you play in your car, he'll always hate you. And you know what I mean? And their greatest of granddads hated us too, man. I think it's Genesis 25 and down.
He was fighting from in the womb.
There you have it. He was fighting from in the womb, man. He's always gonna hate you, and you know what I mean? This is key because you need to know, regardless of what you do, he's always going to hate you. So stop trying to amend your ways and, okay, I'm gonna speak more softer. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stop listening to the rap music. I'm gonna dress more white, you know what I mean? Even though I like this kind of fashion, I'm gonna, you know what I mean, wear this. It doesn't matter. He's gonna hate you because you're you, regardless of what you do. And that's the Bible. The heathens always hated us. You can go in the church, you can join Seventh-day Adventists, Jehovah Witness, what's some other ones? Evangelists. You know what I mean? You can join the white man's church. He's still gonna hate you because you're the Israelites, man. You got it for me.
Genesis 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob.
What did the Bible say?
And Esau hated Jacob.
Esau hated Jacob. Who's Jacob? Jacob's the father of the black man, man. Jacob's the father of the Israelites, the black man, the Hispanic man, the native Indian man. And Esau always hated Jacob. So the white man's greatest granddad always hated the granddad of us, man. Always hated us. And they don't know why. They're like, you know, I just hate them bloody wags, man. Who do they think they are, man? You know what I mean? Look at them walking around like there's somebody with their nice clothes and their gold chains. Who do they think they are in my country? Do you know why it feels that way? Because their greatest granddad felt the same way about our granddad, man. Always hated him for, you know what I mean? I can't stand Jacob, man. He doesn't think he is, man. You know what I mean? And they do it right now. Read on.
Because of the blessing we're with, his father blessed him.
And there you have it. They hate us because we are the people that are blessed by the Lord, man. You can see, man. Like, just look. We've been oppressed for hundreds of years, and still a black man can smile and make jokes, man. You're blessed by the Lord. You know what I mean? We are oppressed, and look at us, man. Look good, man. A black man in his 60s looks better than any white man in his 40s. Get it, man? White people after 29, they decline, man. They get these wrinkles by the lip area here, and the ears start hanging and all that stuff. You know what I mean? We're blessed by the Lord, man. You know what I mean? And guess what? He saw it, man. He saw Jacob and goes, you know what? God's with Jacob. and Esau hated it. And just like the white man now, he sees you blessed, man. All the inventions you make, how you walk, how you talk, how you do it. He's like, who do these people think they are, man? And he sees the blessings of the Lord upon you. Even if you don't see it, he sees it like, you know what? These people are something else, man. Look at how they dress like. Okay, back in the 60s, you mean when you was to walk around, you was meant to wear shoes, not no Nike trainers, not no Adidas. That was for running when you do your athletics. A black man takes the Nikes and wears it on the street. They laughed at us, and now everyone does it. You're blessed by the Lord, man. You take something and go, you know what? I like that. I'm making it fashion. The white man, he may laugh at you for a year, and then the next year, he's wearing it too, man. Why? Because you're blessed of the Lord. And with Esau, he saw that upon us, man. Like, you know what? He's blessed of the Lord, man. The Lord's with Jacob. He can see everything works out for him. And the Lord was not with Esau. And he hated him for it. And the white man hates you too, man. Your camels look good, man. I've seen the patterns and, you know what I mean, the connecting braids and all that. I'm like, that's bad. That's nice, man. You know what I mean? I see her smile like, that's Israel right there. You know what I mean? I'm a car looking like, raw. You know what I mean? And you think a white man, he don't see that too. But he's not happy like me, though. He's pissed off like, he didn't fit in the yard with that nice hairstyle. And then, you know what the white man does? He tries to make some joke that isn't funny. It looks like electric wires in his hair. It's not funny, you know what I mean? Why? Because he can't stand you, man. You're blessed of the Lord by everything you do, how you dress, your lingo, the music you make. You know what I mean? You're different, man. But read that again.
And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
And his father blessed Jacob. And Jacob has that blessing right now, man. And we have it too. We are the people blessed of the Lord, man. You mean we've been oppressed. You mean we've been through things that many nations could not handle, and we're still here laughing, man. We're still here making jokes. We're still here looking good with gold and jewelry and gold teeth, and you know what I mean? We're looking good after all what we've been through, and no other nation cannot handle it, man. You oppress any nation like us, they would be extinct, man. They'd be mentally distraught, psychotic, and we're not. We're here still laughing, firm, looking good. You know what I mean? Old Israelites looking good for their age, man. You can't even guess the age of one of us. You know what I mean? You think someone's 35, you're like, you're 60, raw. Looking good, man. Meanwhile, a white man, you're like, you're 65. Now I'm 18, mate. You know, like, really? I'm sorry. You know what I mean? You've offended him. You know what I mean? And why? Because we're blessed of the Lord, man. Read on.
And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob. And
that's what Esau said. He's going to take Jacob's life. And the white man does that right now, man. Even if you can't physically take your life now, he hates you. He bans you from your education because of your hairstyles. He may not do it now, but it shows some form of hate. Select this. Yeah, it's just straight down. Yeah, you could just see straight down. You know what I mean? And that's how the white man feels, man. That hatred in him, he has it, and he don't know why. He's like, you know, like, I don't know why I hate these people, man. And it's because it's in the Bible. And let me make this clear: if you don't read the Bible, you would never know why the white man hates you. I don't care if you read. I don't care if you read the Metanetta. You're into Pan-Africanism. You know that the white man's done bad things, yes, but you would never know why he hates you, man. And the Bible is the answer. The Bible shows you why the white man hates you. No other religious text, so-called, would ever show you why the white man hates you. You won't find it in the Book of the Dead, Quran, forget about it. You won't find it. But in the Bible, it shows you the origins of where this racial hatred originates from, man. Read on.
And these words of Esau, her eldest son, was told to Rebecca.
Oh, so now, but that's going into the history part of it. But their greatest granddad always hated us, man. And that hatred goes on and it goes on. So, of course, in a white man's mind, he might not know why he hates us, but it's something that genetically just gets inherited, man. The hatred for us gets passed on down through the Greek Empire, through the Roman Empire, through the Polish, the Germans. You know what I mean? Any white nation hates Israelites, hates black people. You know what I mean? Wherever you go to France, forget about it, man. France is openly racist against black people. And there's a race that they even take it out on the Hamites too over there. But you mean many nations, many Edomite empires, that's what you want to say, always have a hatred for the house of Israel, man. Read on.
And she said, and called Jacob her younger son.
Oh, no, so that's going into the rest of it. Give me 2 Corinthians 6 and 17.
2 Corinthians 6 and 17. Wherefore, come out from among them.
And that's the Bible, man. Wherefore, come out from among them. Does it mean leave England? No. But it means come out from among them, meaning come out from their ways, come out from their philosophies, come out from their ideologies. Why? Because these nations have a hatred for you anyway. You're trying to hold on to something that don't want you. You know what I mean? There are many people, I'm British, and they say it with pride. And guess what? England don't want you though. You know what I mean? You're latching onto it. I'm English, and England don't want you. And that's the problem. And the Bible's saying, come out from among them, man. You can live here, but don't do what they do. You ain't got to shave your beard off, shave your hair bald, shave off your cane rolls to try and be like some heathens, man. Come out from among them. Do what the Lord wants you to do, man. Read on.
And be ye separate.
And be ye separate. Be separate like the Indians, man. They have their Hindu temples, good warriors. They're separate, and they're in England, and they got good jobs. A lot of accountants, what descendant are they? Indians. A lot of doctors, what descendants are they? Indians. They're in England making money, and they're separate. You know what I mean? They do their 9 to 5, 6 to 4, whatever the case may be, but they're separate. They go back to serving their idols. You know what I mean? Of course, they don't serve the real God like us, but they go back to their heritage, and we can do the same, man. We can work our jobs, so-called, but then, you know what I mean? We can go back to raising up. Then we can go back to raising up blacks and Hispanics, man. We don't gotta be like them. It's like we ain't gotta shave our beards and try and be as European as we can be. We can be us and be in England, but guess what? We can be separate though. That's what we can do. Read on.
Says the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing.
What does it mean by touch not the unclean thing? If you look it up, it means don't take part. So meaning don't take part in the wickedness, man. Don't take part in the Halloweens, St. Patrick's Day. You know what I mean? Don't take part in what the European does in England. Don't take part in what the Arabs do, the Turks do, or any other ethnic group. Don't take part in what they do. Read on.
Saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you.
And I will receive you, man. Meaning, if you separate yourself from this world, you will be received by the Lord, man. The Lord will be with you, man, and we need that message. You want to know why we need that message? Because we believe if we become one with them, everything's going to be just fine. And it's never been that way. When has it ever been fine? Black people came here in the 60s, man, and it's never been fine, man. It was called WAG. You know what I mean? What's that thing about? If you want a black man to be next door to you, vote ABA. You know what I mean? They had them things openly saying that basically, if you want black people to go, vote for the Tories. And we've been here from the 60s, and what have we been trying to do? Every decade, join them some more, join them some more. And the Bible says, come out from among them. You know what I mean? And that's what we need to do. We need to come out from among them, man. It's not working. We're trying to latch ourselves onto something that don't want us, man. It's like when a woman in the world don't want you and you're the man ringing her phone like, please, baby, no, please, man. You know what I mean? It's going to work, man. Trust me, man. I'm the man for you. And she's like, no, no, no. If you got some dignity, what you going to do? You're going to go, you know what? Fine, man. I'm going to find somebody else that looks better. You know what I mean? And just let that be that. But what we're doing, we got no dignity, man. White man showing his hatred every time, calling us wag, discriminating us by our hairstyles. And what do we keep doing? Latching on some more, doing some more. When the Bible says, come out from among them, yes, you can screen share that. And with this flyer here, it's very fundamental in the hatred that Esau has for us. And once it's up, I'm gonna let you know. So on top it says face the facts. So what does that mean? Meaning white people all think the same. If you say face the facts, meaning you're saying, let's be honest, like, come on. If I say to you face the facts, meaning I'm saying something you know, I'm saying something that you think. So when it says face the facts, if you desired a OLED for your ABA votes ABA. So meaning face the facts, meaning if you want a black man to be next door, then you can vote for them. But let's read the other part. If you are already burdened with one, vote to Oris. So meaning white people knew that, come on, you don't want no black man next door to you. Come on, man. Just face the facts, man. You're sick of these wogs with their reggae music. You know what I mean? You open the door and you hear some what's some reggae singers back in them times? A Carol Thompson. If you know her. Yeah. You know what I mean? You don't want to hear no Lovers Rock. You don't hear no la 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 la. You know what I mean? That's one song. I'm not gonna sing the whole thing. But yeah. That's what I'm saying basically. You know what I mean? So if you want that, then vote for them. But the key part is face the facts, meaning what they're saying, they knew that's how the white masses felt. They knew it. And that's why face the facts on that flyer is very key, meaning among white people, they knew, come on, man, I'm sick of seeing these black people, man, singing that reggae music. I'm hearing bass, you know what I mean, next door, man, I can't take it, man. Meanwhile, you mean, a loud song getting nothing to us, but to white people, they can't handle it, man. You got a bit of bass, you know what I mean, from like your house, the knocking door. I'm sorry, mate. I'm fine, but you know what I mean? I'm trying to get some sleep, mate. You know what I mean? And it's a little bit loud, and you're like, yo, that's not loud. And to him, that's loud. You mean we can't even live together? You know what I mean? And white people felt that way, and that's what it says, face the facts, meaning among white people, they really knew that you don't want black people next to you. And we see it now, we've been trying to latch onto them, and the problem is we don't face the facts. They face it, and they're racist, and they know it. The problem is we ain't facing the facts. We ain't facing that, you know what, this white man hates us. No matter what we do, man. We've been in these religions for hundreds of years. We've been dating his women, the women being with his men, and still they hate you, man. You know what I mean? You try to be in a calf like him eating bacon sarnies and all that crap, you know what I mean? And he still hates you. So the problem is we ain't facing the facts. Read on. That's it. On that. I know. Where was we? Give me I.K, the second and the 10th verse. Micah 2 and 10.
Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart.
I listen to what God's saying, man. Arise and depart. Does this mean you literally have to leave England? No, you don't. It means you have to arise and depart out of their ways, man. Out of their philosophies, out of their religions, out of what England does. You gotta arise and depart. This don't mean you need to leave England and go where. I don't know where you would even go, to be fair, but you don't need to literally arise and depart. Read on.
For this is not your rest.
And that's the problem. Many of us West Indians in England, what do we think? England's our rest. You know what I mean? I left the West Indies to come to England and I'm at rest. And you don't get no rest here. You want to know a fact? The same way someone in the West Indies is finding it hard to make ends meet, we are the equivalent of them in England. You're the same. Just that for some reason, because you got lights on and a few little extras, you think, well, I'm not like that in Jamaica. When you're the equivalent of someone in the West Indies. You know what I mean? So this ain't your rest. You think I'm leaving here to go have a nice life in England. When you're going through the exact same things as you would in Jamaica, do you know a fact? In the 60s, why did a lot of West Indians come into England? What was the main reason?
To build back at home. Make money go back.
That's right. And now none of us don't do it, man. What was passed down is forgotten. You want to know why? Read that part again about this ain't your rest.
For this is not your rest.
And that's the problem. The reason why we don't build back up the West Indies is because We think this is our rest. We think once I'm here, everything's fine. Jamaica, my aunties and my mothers, you know, I'll just send while I can, when I can, you know what I mean? And it wasn't meant to be that way. Many Jamaicans in the 60s, and not just Jamaicans, West Indians, they knew, nah, I'm here just for the job, for the money. And a lot of them, they made sure back home they had a house, they had like a job back there. They ran like lots of like hair shops, taxi companies. They knew, nah, this ain't rest. But what happened, the more we was here, we got comfortable and we assumed that like England was it basically was our rest. And in the Bible, it says that the curses that are upon us, they would be behind us, man. And that happened too. That's what.
It's Michael, the Indian man did the same thing as us. But the difference is he knows this ain't rest. That's why he got a house back in Pakistan. He got this. There
you got it. You see.
But we got it twisted. We think here's our home now. Just forget about who's back home. And that's why no house there.
Nah. And you want to know what's bad, like, and what's so cold? You got family in the West Indies, and you don't send nothing back. Come on, you can't. You know what I mean? English money, and you translate it into West Indian money, whether it's like a T or a Jamaican USD, and you don't send nothing back. So that's rude. So you're over here living your life on the weekends, night clubbing, and you got family in the West Indies suffering and don't send them a penny. That's selfish, man.
God.
And all that happens because you think it's your rest. You think, well, I'm not going to see I'm not going to see them again. So you think, well, whatever. But guess what? A time's coming where we might have to go back, man. When England shows you the full hatred, it's starting at hairstyles now. But what's next? You might want to wish that you had some family in the West Indies. You might want to wish that you had a house back in the West Indies so that you can leave, man. But read on.
Oh God. Because it is polluted.
Because it is what?
Polluted.
England is what?
Polluted.
And that word means unclean. England is a polluted place, man. Homosexuality, same-sex marriage. You know what I mean? All these pagan holidays. You need to arise and depart out of this place, man. Ain't nothing great about England, man. Don't get comfortable up in the air. This ain't our rest, man. And hairstyles is only the beginning, man. The more England leaves the EU, you're going to see the racism of the white man tenfold, man. You think they're racist now? When white people are oppressed, do you know what they like to do? They like to blame somebody. And you know what I mean? Then guess what? Right now, they're blaming the Romanians and everyone. But once they're gone, because I'm not being rude, it is what it is. England's going to suffer. And those other countries, they're going to be fine. And you know what's going to happen? The Romanians, they're going to go back to Romania. The Polish are going back to their country. The Germans, what's some other ones? Czechoslovakians, they're going home. And if a black man thinks England's his rest, when the white man's upset and depressed, you know what's going to happen next, right? He's going to start to blame you. When a white man can't get a job, even though he don't want to work, mind you, what do you think is going to happen? He can start pointing the finger at you. Those wogs taking all the jobs, even though they don't want to work. You know what I mean? But they're going to start blaming you. Once England leaves the EU and everyone goes back to their land, they're going to start again. They're going to start again looking at you again. They're going to go, you know, those black people, man, taking all of our jobs. They're good for nothing. They're not doing it at us as much now because they got other nations on their minds, whether it's the Polish, Romanians. But once they go, all of it's going to come back to us. And then here's the problem. What have we got? What have we got to fight? What have we got to fight when they start to look at us and start to, you know what I mean, let us know that we don't belong here? When you know what I mean, you're not welcome here? Because that's what white people always do. White people love to say, well, you mean one thing with like you always like to point the finger at someone else. And that's a lie. When white people are oppressed, they point the finger at someone else. Even right now, many white people, they don't want to work. They're on the dole, loving it. You mean, it's a fact. The dole of a white man is more than what we get. He goes on holiday, unlike his dole. You know what I mean? You can't go on holiday on the benefits that you get. You know what I mean? you didn't even think about it because you know it won't happen. They don't want to work. And then when other nations take their jobs, they moan. Those Romanians taking all the bloody jobs. The Polish, man, they're taking all the jobs when you don't want to work anyway. In the construction world, you know what I mean, the Romanians dominate it, man. They, you know what I mean, the carpenters, everything, roofers. Why? Because you don't want to do it. If you was doing it, Romanians wouldn't be here doing your jobs. The Polish wouldn't be here doing your jobs. But then yet you blame them. And when they go and we here, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to start blaming us, man. You know what I mean? And it's nothing new. That's what white people always do when they feel angry. They look for someone and go, it's your fault. And then what happens? All it takes is one man to go, you know what? I feel the same way and I want something to happen about it. And then what happens? Every white person supports that man. That's history, man. You got someone that was that.
God, arise, ye and depart, but this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you.
And that's what England does, man. If you believe England's your rest, you're gonna get destroyed with this place, man. And you get destroyed in the church, if you're in the mosque, it's following the ways of the white man. This place destroys the, you know what I mean? It basically destroys the souls of the Israelites, man. You know what I mean? And you see all the time where the oppression that we've went through, your own people, they will tell you, well, forget about it, man. That's in the past. They get frustrated. Mate, why are you talking about it for? Like, hang on, like, yo, like, that happened to your granddad. Like, it doesn't matter. But yet, you know what I mean? This place, it destroys you mentally to where you don't even care. What happened to your greatest of granddads just don't matter. It's in the past. They suffered, man. You know what I mean? Having their backs whipped, working sun up to sundown, man, with no hope. Imagine that. You're going to work to the day that you die. You're going to be 100. You've worked till you was 100, 6 days a week. And on the on day, you went to church. Wow. To worship the white man's God. So, you know what I mean? The only rest you had was to show the white man how wonderful he was. Wow. You know what I mean? So now, and you got someone that tells you, forget about slavery. Someone that is of a descendant of those people in the West Indies. Like, mate, forget about it, man. It's in the past, man. Gosh, I can't believe you, man. Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Like, and that's what this place does, man. It destroys you. That's what
everybody campus has to drive it home. It's like black people pick cotton, man, and then tomorrow do it again and again. Like, I don't understand. Imagine that's your life, picking cotton, like, you know, the day you die, man. That was black man's life. I must forget about that. I can't forget about that, man.
No way.
Like, if anyone ever got cane before, it's not easy, man. Swinging with shit in. Cane is wood, you know. And like, black man jump to cut cane, and tomorrow do it again, and tomorrow again, and again. Like, until today dies, that was a man's job. And they say that we must forget about that.
You can't forget about that. No, you can't, man. You really can't. And you know what I mean? They want you to forget because they know how bad it is. So you know what I mean? They would like you to forget, but at the UPK, we don't forget, man. But from there in the Apocrypha, Econ, Ezra's, the Econ, Apta, and the 36th verse, 2 and 36, second Ezra's.
Second Ezra's 2 and 36.
You don't spit.
2:36. Flee the shadow of this world.
And you see, all throughout the Bible, it's saying the same thing, man. Flee the shadow of the world, arise and depart, come out from among them. The Bible's always saying the same thing. You know what I mean? People say the Bible's a redundant book. It's not redundant. It's called something that works. It's a fundamental thing. It's not redundancy. It's just, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And for the black man to be free, you got to separate yourself. You got to arise and depart. You got to come out from among them. You got to flee the shadow of this world. You got to leave this place, man. Yes, you live here, but your mind, your soul, it's not here, though. You live here, you make ends meet, you get your education, nothing wrong with that. But your soul ain't in England, man. You don't fight in no white man's army, helping his cause. You know what I mean? When you mean he's oppressed your people and you're helping fight his cause. How, you know what I mean? How does that work? So you know what I mean? So and like that's the problem. we don't flee the shadow of this world, man. We're in the shadow trying to help him. And that's not what the Bible says, man. Read it again.
Flee the shadow of this world. Receive the joyfulness of your glory.
And receive the joyfulness, man. If you flee the shadow of this world, you're going to receive joy, man. And the UPK, we've received it, man. I'm not in the world lost no more. I know what life's about, man. I know what I need to do in this life too, man. You get joy. Well, if you're in the world, ain't no joy in that. In the world, you're taught just to love the white man. You mean if he likes it, then that's what you must like. If he thinks blacks are bad, blacks are bad. If he thinks, you know what I mean, your Afro's horrible, your Afro's horrible. You know what I mean? While as in here, you get joy, man. You know who you are. You know that you are above all people on the face of the earth, man. You receive joy in the UPK. Read on.
God, I testify my Savior openly. Oh, receive the gift that is given you.
And there, receive the gift again. I mean, we are the people that have the gift of the Lord, man. And the white man sees it in you, even if you don't see, even if we're oppressed, poor. The white man, he sees the gift upon you. Even if you don't see it and you're oppressed and you're stressed out. Meanwhile, he sees and goes, that man's blessed, man. Look at him like, you know what I mean, just handsome and strong, and look at how he talks and how he walks, and he can never be like you, man. You know what I mean? I see when a white person, he wear the same things as us, and it just don't fit right, man. I'm looking like, ugh. If you're wearing that, I don't want to wear that, man. You know what I mean? Even though I know I could wear it better, I just don't want to wear it no more. Like, you know what I mean? You know that, you know what I mean? It's just not the same. You know what I mean? He can wear the snapbacks and the fisherman hats and, or, you know what I mean? Whatever we wear, it's just not the same, man. Why? Because you got the gift of the Lord, man, and he doesn't, man. Simple as. Read on.
And be glad.
And be glad, man. Be happy that we got the gift of the Lord. So if we got the gift of the Lord, why do we want to join them? Why do we want to be a part of their empire? When we got the gift, they ain't got no gift. The Lord ain't with Edomites or Europeans. The Lord's with you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. And that's what we need to understand and accept. Read on.
God, giving thanks unto him, and I have called you to the heavenly kingdom.
And then we got a kingdom as well, man. We are called to we are all to the kingdom of God. That's us, no other nation. So why do we worship them? Why do we look at them like their grace? When, in all honesty, we're great, man. We are better than them. And I said it, why? Because it's in the Bible, man. You know what I mean? We're better than them. You know what I mean? Getting rid of our afros, trying to get rid of the hairstyles that we have. No, you're better than them. Guess what? God likes everything you do righteously, man. And God hates Esau, man. Regardless of what he done, a white man could try to join the UPK tomorrow. God wouldn't accept him, man. But if you're a black man, if you're a Hispanic man and you change, God will receive you, though.
God.
You know what I mean? Read on.
It's like in verse 38. Verse 38.
I was like, no, that's going into something else. Give me Jeremiah 4:3. Jeremiah 4:3.
Jeremiah 4:3. For thus says the Lord to the men of Judah and Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground and sow not among thorns.
Will you read that?
Circumcise yourselves to the Most High and take away the foreskins of your heart.
Okay, so, but they don't want like to give that shot. So what is this on about, man? Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, it's relating to what I'm going into. So it's read this one more time. Let's see if anyone online would like to give it a shot.
Circumcise yourselves.
What's like verse 3?
Verse 3. For thus says the Lord to the men of Judah and Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground and sow not among thorns. All
right, so what does that let you understand? If anyone would like to give it a shot.
It's the same thing about separating from them. It's what you said is a different way.
There you go. But of course, though, you got to elaborate on it. So what's the ground, the fallow ground, the thorns? Yeah, if someone was to ask you.
To sow means to sow seed, like throw seeds out. They don't fully see them on thorns. The other nature of the thorns. I'm saying, oh no, thorns are like a farmer wouldn't plant a seed around thorns and put plant on the ground.
That's right.
So they'll say the same thing. Don't plant don't set up. I don't know, man. It's like
All right, no sweat. Basically, what it's saying is don't invest your work in something that ain't gonna work, man. If you get your seeds and you put it among the orns, of course, what you plant ain't going to grow. And that's us in England, man. We've been planting our seeds on this wheat ground where there's thorns. You mean we've been investing our lives in England for many years, and it's a fallow ground. It's got thorns in it, man. You got people joining the MI5 English military, and why? It's a fallow ground. In that same military, they're calling you wag. There was a video where Prince Harry, he was saying some like racist stuff to one guy in there. So that's a fallow ground. You're thinking, I'm fighting for the Queen. I'm doing a just cause, and her nephew, he's calling black people with racist names, and they had it on a video camera on a camera phone, and that's us sowing among the fallow ground, man. Thinking I'm helping England, I fight for my country, and it's a fallow ground. All your seed, all your effort, all of your labor, it's in a place where there's thorns. Meaning it's not gonna benefit you, man. Black people fighting the army for what? They don't like you. You know what I mean? After the Afghan war, many came back onto what? A council house, a council flat. You know what I mean? You was in the Afghan war fighting. Some black people legs gone. You know what I mean? And for what? So that they can just let you have a council flat. Wow, like, you know what I mean? All that fighting just for that. So what does it mean? We are on a, you know what I mean? We are just working for nothing, man, among the thorns. Read on, verse 4.
Verse 4, circumcise yourselves to the Most High.
It says circumcise yourselves, meaning commit yourselves to the Most High, man. Don't be working on some ground that you're not going to reap nothing. So what does that mean? If you serve the Lord, you're going to reap something, man. It's not going to be like that wheat ground. You serve the Lord, that ground has some benefits in it, man. And that's what we need to understand. Fighting for England ain't going to help you, man. You trying to join the European ain't going to help you. But if you serve the Lord, there's a benefit, man. There's a reward when you serve the Lord. Read on.
Circumcise yourselves to the Most High and take away the foreskin of your heart.
Yeah, any more than that? Was that? That's pretty much it. All right. No, so give me Hosea 10.
About, you see, circumcise your foreskin, like take away the skin. He's saying circumcise your heart, your mind.
That's right, yeah.
So is it cut off from all the things you learn in this society?
That's right. They have it. You know what I mean? Give me Hosea 10 and 12.
Okay.
You know, so couldn't believe it, man. Read the article about hairstyle, about gang related. Like, what does it have to do with gangs? Like, I never knew gangs had hairstyles. Like, they saying these Hawaiian gangs or those news Elan ones. You know what I mean? This is England. Like, who has gang hairstyles? Like, you know what I mean? All of it is an excuse just for the hatred that they have for us, man. That's all what it is, man. So you know what I mean? If anyone ever comes to you with this whole hairstyle thing, it's not about what the hairstyle is. It's about you being an Israelite and a white man always hating you, man. We're showing you in the Bible, we're showing you the origins of it. And that's really all what it is about, man. Go, yeah,
Hosea 10 and 12. Sow to yourselves in righteousness.
And again, off the last verse that we read, now it's saying, sow to yourselves in righteousness, meaning work in righteousness, work for the Lord, man. Don't work for England no more. You mean we've been doing that, man? We came here in the 50s and the 60s, man, and we've been sowing for the white man in this in a ground that has thorns. And what benefits have we got for it, man? We're here suffering now, and many of our ancestors worked hard for England, man. Came over here, built the NHS, worked in the coal mines and many other places. And what do we have for it? Nothing. The Windrush. Now they want you gone. They're pretty much like, thank you, now go back home. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. We've sown among the wheat ground where
we don't reap no benefits. But in Hosea, what's it saying? Sow among righteousness, meaning you work for the Lord. Read.
Sow to yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy,
and reap in mercy. Read.
Break up the fallow ground.
And break up. Now, where did we read that part about the fallow ground? Now, is the verse that we read before? He used the same words.
Yes.
The fallow ground. So even in Hosea, he was telling us the same thing, meaning don't work among nothing that's not going to benefit you, man. And that's what we do, man. We're in England working on the ground that ain't gonna help us, man. You're not gonna reap. If you're a black man trying to fight the cause of England, you ain't gonna reap nothing, man. You're working on a ground that you ain't gonna reap no benefits. All you're gonna be told is you're a wagon, leave me alone. You know what I mean? You're gonna do all that work and you're gonna realize it, man. People do it all the time. You know what I mean? I've met lots of people like I fought in the military. You know what I mean? I've helped John Major. I've watched him. I've guarded the Queen. I've met people like that. And they say it with so much pride, like, yes. And it's a fallow ground. You mean, what benefits have you got for it? You know what I mean? You're catching the bus like me. Like, you know what I mean? You done all that. And what do you have to show for it? Nothing. That's the fallow ground, man. You're helping them and they're not helping you. Read on.
But it is the time to seek the Most High.
For it is what?
It is the time to seek the Most High.
For it's the time to seek the Most High, man. And that's what every Israelite needs to know. Don't work on that weak ground, man. It's time to seek the Most High. And you mean, if you don't believe me, just look around. I don't care wherever you are. If you're in the West Indies, you're in England, in America. We've worked on that weak ground for hundreds of years. And what benefits do we have for it? So what does that mean to us? We need to seek the Most High, man.
God.
You've been working on that fallow ground for hundreds of years, and we ain't got nothing for it. Many black people from the West Indies fought in World War I, World War II. And what benefits do we have for it? Nothing. It's time that we seek the Lord. On the Memorial Day, they don't even mention them. The black soldiers get no mention. You know what I mean? I'll say it as it is, it's for the white soldiers. You know what I mean? And when they mention this best soldier that did this great soldier that done that, there's black soldiers that did great things too. You can read about them and no one never mentions them. They never get mentioned. You know what I mean? Why? Because we are on a ground that is fallow. We've sowed our seed, invested in it, thinking we're gonna get something. And what do we get? Nothing. Even on a Memorial Day, people of our descent died and fought for England, and they don't want to even talk about you. I'm not saying you need to give us money. Well, on that same day, you can't even talk about one of us. Like, nah, forget that. You know what I mean? And again, that shows how they really feel, man. That's why it's time that we seek the Lord, man. And read that one more time.
God. Sow yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy, break up the fallow ground, for it is time to seek the Most High.
And it's time to seek the Most High, man. And that's the problem. Many of us don't know that time. We used to think England's falling, but I'm still hold on, man. There's some hope. England's done, man. Like the same way Babylon was done, same time the Greeks were done, the Roman Empire's done. England's done just like that, man. And it's not hard to see. Everyone can see it, man. Everyone's panicking about the Brexit, no Brexit deal. Everyone's panicking. England's falling, just like America. And soon the EU, man. Soon all of it's falling. And we need to seek the Lord, man. All this ground is fallow, man. If you're a black man in Amsterdam, that's a fallow ground too, man. Amsterdam's falling, EU, all them countries, they're going down, man, so that we can get the kingdom of heaven. That's the ground that you need to be working on, man. And you need to seek the Lord in righteousness. On that ground, read on.
Till he come and rain righteousness upon you.
And you seek the Lord till he returns and rains righteousness upon you. What's that righteousness? The kingdom of heaven, man. You're going to work till the Lord comes and you get that kingdom. That's that ground that you want to be working for, not England. England's that dead ground where nothing grows, man. You got some? The kingdom of heaven is going to be here when we are alive. The kingdom of heaven, I don't know what you've been taught in it. I don't know what you think it is. The Bible says the kingdom of heaven is within you, meaning we do the kingdom, meaning when we get off drugs, when we follow the laws, that's the kingdom of heaven. So yeah, we're gonna be alive and have the kingdom of heaven. It's not gonna be something that we're gonna have to die to receive. You mean so once all Israel following the laws and like you mean basically the law is what the whole world does. That's the kingdom of heaven. And you got that for me.
Revelations 5 and 10. And has made unto us, unto our God, kings and priests.
So now with like Yahushua, once he was crucified for our sins, John's talking about what that did, and it made us unto our God. What did the Bible say?
Kings and priests.
Kings and priests. Read on.
And we shall reign on the earth.
And we're gonna reign on the earth. What's gonna be on the earth? The kingdom of heaven. We're gonna reign on the earth, man. Give me Matthew 6 and 10. So you mean it shows you what the kingdom of heaven is like. I don't know what your stance is on the kingdom of heaven, but according to the Bible, the kingdom of heaven is just Israelites that rule, that follow the laws on the earth. That's the kingdom of heaven, pretty much.
Matthew 6 and 10, thy kingdom come.
So now it's talking about the kingdom of heaven coming, but we're going to find out while it is, read on.
Thy will be done.
So the kingdom of heaven is the will of God being done. That's all it is. Not no mystical place and all that. It's just simply the Israelites doing the will of God on earth, man. And then we're going to set all the earth in righteousness. In Isaiah, it says, every nation, they're going to come to us and we're going to correct them according to the law. So we can tell them that eating cat and rat and dogs wrong, eating pork, you were in that man skirt, that has to go. And that's the kingdom of heaven, man. You're going to set every nation right.
No homosexual.
And that too, I should say that first. Yeah, read that.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
And that's the kingdom of heaven, meaning, you mean in the realm of the Most High, what's up there, obedience, and on earth, it's going to be the same way. You mean the will of the Lord being done on earth as it is in heaven? Up in heaven, the angels obey the Lord, man. Ain't no angel saying no. I'm not doing that. It's cold. You know what I mean? And on the earth, it's going to be the same thing. The will of the Lord being done. That's the kingdom of heaven. So yes, we would be alive in the kingdom of heaven. You know what I mean? So I could get a few last verses. I had another article on the police and like the laws, but we got about 4 minutes left and so on. But yeah, has anyone got anything else? Any questions or anything? Let me check online real quick, see if anyone got anything. Bear me a second. Check online. Let's do a quick check. Not that I see. No switch. That's pretty much it. It's asking. So then with that, I'm gonna hand it over to Officer Karafia. Yeah, you don't sweat. So yeah, remember like we got a new school in. It's 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW. You know what I mean? So so you're more than welcome to come if you're an Israelite, of course. You know what I mean? So again, you know what I mean? We know that a lot of us are out there searching, and you don't need to search no more, man. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna find no answers in the church. You definitely ain't gonna find no answers in the mosque. You know what I mean? They can't help you, man. You know what I mean? The answers are at the I.S.U.P.K. if you're a black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. You know what I mean? All of us need an answer. Like, you know what I mean? Just look around. Black people dying, black people suffering, and everyone wants an answer. And the answer's in the UPK, man.
All right, cool. I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. With the I.S.U.P.K. started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. Rule for a brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. there is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will call each other. After the 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means 10 through the Hebrew Ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or the teacher. Pre-fund, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations, Purim, the 18th and 19th of February, make sure you land. So like all active, check the bulletin board in the hallway and check all I.S.U.P.K social media. If anyone wants to be a troop in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and headscarf. And with that, rise and face the east. And the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kudash, Hayat, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakavka, Taba'ah, Batazaka, Hayat, Aisha, Ba'aratazar, Kawa, Hayat, Bashamayim, Nafananawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kabawaknawa, Kasalakanawa, Kawabafinawa, Wala'a, Tabi Ainawa, Banasaya 1, Abba, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahafapara, La'aywalamim, Aman, and in the English, our Father